Okay, I'm half an hour early. My IT support went to sleep, so I had to use his help as long as he was awake. I'll just wait for people to come in. I've got so many stuff here going on, and it seems like my camera is not in place. Okay, a little bit better. And let's see, maybe I can. No, still trying to find a better angle. Something is wrong with where my camera is and my desk, and I'm trying to fix it without giving me you making you dizzy. Okay, well, I think it's as good as it gets. Let's see. Now let's see what is going on in the other phone, so maybe I can view the chat. And it's giving me trouble. I thought I got it. I thought that I've already mastered all this. Never mind. Let's see. I'm still trying to see the chat. Maybe. What is going on? No, not this one. Oh dear. I don't know. Uh, I had the chat for a minute and then it just disappeared. No, that's not it. I'm trying to all kinds of stuff and it just doesn't give me anything. No. It's really upsetting. Without the chat is just frustrating. Let's see if my younger son is still awake. Maybe he can fix it. I'll be back. יובי, נעלם לי הצ'אט.
חולדת למעלה, פה, איפה שזה תגובות,
Mhm.
צ'אט ושידור חי.
Okay. And we've got the chat. Okay. Hello, everyone. what would I have done without him? And things are wobbly. Let's see. I'm going over the chat. Hello, everyone. I'm still going over the chat. Hi, Betty. Oh my God, so many. Hey, Melissa. Still awake. Finally, I get my friends from down under to watch the the live. They are 9 hours ahead of me, so almost 9 a.m. While here it's almost midnight. So let's see. I'll just start showing some stuff and then we'll start doing something. So I wanted to show you how to do all kinds of paper mandalas. Very easy. All kinds of stuff you can do. And it doesn't matter what you have. You can use any papers you have. I love to use paper napkins because they are a little bit translucent, and when I layer them I get all kinds of in between. But you don't have to have paper napkins, anything goes. Here is a sample of just using book pages from a dictionary, from some kind of a pocket book, an old pocket book. So the color is more brownish yellow, and here is just stuff that I added by just using a punch, which everyone has. It's just office supplies. So I thought it would be interesting to add it. And this is just plain old a paper bag like this. Usually I have paper bags that come already with handles, but I don't have them anymore. Now I just have this kind of paper bags. The only thing that I've done to change to this is I just fold it to where I wanted it to be. I didn't want the whole length of it, and once it was tucked in, I just punched holes and put this inside. So as you can see, even just book pages, you can do something really nice with it. And of course, it depends on your style and what you like. Here I went very loosely and did this, and not the whole mandala, just this, and of course it looks like a flower. Of course you can do other shapes if you like diamond shape, or if you like round things or whatever. You can do the same thing, just use your imagination. Mandala can be built with all kinds of shapes, and so whatever floats your boat. So that's this. Here is another very simple example. This is only one, let's call it one tire of the same shape. Of course it created a flower, but I could have used any other shape. I just really like the shape of petals or leaves, as if we want to call it like that. I could have used other shape and created again something more interesting. They don't even have to be overlapping. You can really play with this stuff. So this is just plain old greeting card, and I used all kinds of leftovers from leftovers. I've got this whole basket with leftovers from the papers I used on the calendars, and as you can see it never ends. So I'm trying now to use them for other projects, and I already have in mind something quite large, big to use them on, that maybe will be in a live also. So putting this aside, here is another example. Here I used paper napkins on canvas, and here I took four canvases and did this. I love making this. I've made them a lot. This is the only one I've got right now. All the others I've sold, and each time I do different napkins, different backgrounds, I play with it. It really speaks to me, and I used to do this a lot. So that, and if even in paper napkins, it doesn't have to be a very complicated paper napkin. It can be all kinds of stuff. The whole thing I will show you later is basically repeating something that, well, it will create a pattern. It doesn't matter that here I've got a star here, but the fact that I have another one here, it makes the things connect. Or if I have this kind of thing repeating, then there is a connection. So you will see later on what I'm talking about. And in this kind of projects, most of the time I select some very bland, neutral paper napkin to do the background. So this will stand out on top. So that's another way to go about it. Moving this aside, I've done all kinds of paper mandalas in the past in art journals. I found one of them. I can't go over all my art journals that are done and start looking for the other ones. I don't know why this I remembered. So once again, just painty paper for the background, more painty papers that I've done and used for the petals, and another painty paper. This was a gel plate, I think. And as you can see, it's very diverse. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. So another example. And here we have a tray. Someone just threw it outside. I found it. It's kind of I don't know, like fake. I think it's plastic, and it looks like wood. It's fake, and it was just a boring tray, but I've done the same thing with paper napkins. The only thing is I took this sunflower from another paper napkin and put it on the center, and then just built around it this. So there is another one that I've done. It's a tabletop, and it's very large, and it's on a wooden surface, so it's also heavy. It was about 24 inches by 24 inches, which is in centimeters, something like 85 centimeters on 85 centimeters, something like that. So I don't think I can lift it and put it here so you can see, but the overall idea is something like that. Took me a lot of time to do it, but it was worth it. So moving this aside also, and I'll try and see what's going on in the chat, because when I'm talking I can't read the chat. Okay, so what I thought to do is to start with doing something very simple like the greeting cards that I showed you, and I'm going to use just pages that I took from the IKEA catalog, so no one will have an excuse. And I, as always, I like to make a point that anything goes. And as you can see, you can use magazine pages, you can use newspapers. The only thing that is the matter is finding colors that you like. So, and it doesn't matter what's in the picture. It doesn't matter I have a bed here. It doesn't matter that I have a curtain. It really doesn't matter. You just need to look at it as blobs of color. Of So I took all kinds of pages. I'm not sure what. I know I want to go with the blue ones, but, and again, this is a choice. I can go all blue. I can go blue and add something like this for contrast, yellow. I can, it really is what you like to do. And my advice, as always, is make a template, especially for if you are doing any kind of repeating a shape. So it's better to have a template. But I will start, before that, I will start just by cutting. This is a cardstock, blue, dark blue cardstock, and I want to make it into a greeting card. Now, if you're doing a whole mandala, then it's better to have a square and not a rectangle. And you can either measure it, or you can eyeball it, or whatever is more simple for you. So because I've already done this, I know my measurements, and I took, like, it was 14.5 centimeter by, and another, no, no. Now I'm mixing up stuff. It's not the same paper. It was from something else. Let's see. I just want to use what I have. So let's see. Let's do 14 by 14 centimeters. Good enough. 14 and 28, marking it. And because I want it a square, I will mark 14 centimeters here. Again, up to you what you want to do. Let's see, let's start by cutting it. I'm aligning it with just one of the lines I have on this cutting mat, just easier for me instead of measuring in both places. Okay. Once again, aligning it. And cutting. And even if I miss a little bit, once I'll fold it, I can always trim so it will be exact. Okay, now just folding it. Not perfect, but good enough. It's quite thick, this paper. Okay, So let's start with one of the blue that I said I will use, and let's see, this one, let's start with this one, and I'm going to take just a piece of another paper, and I'll do some shape that I want, which is this leaf shape. Again, you can do whatever you like, whatever floats your boat. You like this shape, do this shape. You like something with angles, do it with angles. Whatever you like. It doesn't have to be this. It can even be circles or oblongs, whatever. So anything that is curvy, I always cut with nail scissors, just easier. I use the curve of the nail scissors to my advantage. Okay, so I have a template. And now I can decide where I want to cut it. Another thing to go about it, if you are doing it on, let's say, one of the painty papers, or if it's long, whatever, like any kind of paper that you want to use, and you don't want to see the markings of the, let's say, pencil, then use it backwards. Just mark your shape backwards. If you don't mind, or if you even want to use it to your advantage, then you can go on the right side. And now it's again up to you. Do you like precise? Do you like it to be like this? A very precise shape. And now I missed it because I have this here. So if you like precise, you do something like that. And if you are more like me, I would go very loosely around the shape like so, and do another. I really like this kind of wobbly line. I don't know what you call it. So really up to you. So let's have fun. I didn't do it like this on this greeting card. This time I'm going to mark it with a permanent marker, and I think I'm going with the wobbly line. It won't show a lot because the color is quite dark, but good enough. And let's say I will take from this, let's make like 4 of them from this paper. I don't care that I have a white line here. I really like that I have all kinds of details on the pieces that I'm using. So I'm also going to use this piece which has the light bulb. And now I'm just doing this wobbly line, very free, don't care. But that's just me. And of course I can do more, but I think that I will start with just 4, and I will take more from the other papers. Now I have the front of the greeting card, and now you can take forgot the name, wait a minute, a compass, and do circles that will help you, that will guide you where you're putting everything. Or you can go willy-nilly. So especially in this kind of things that I do with paper napkins, I don't bother with lines. I just eyeball it. I like that it's loose. I don't look for perfection. On this, if you want something more precise, do circles, and to find the center, put your ruler from one corner to the other. I've got here 20 centimeters, so the 10 is the center. And another way to go, not on this, but on other stuff that I'm doing, sometimes I paint mandalas, and I take the 12 by 12 paper from stacks that I have, especially ugly ones or but ugly or what the heck you thought about doing it. All kinds of, there is always some uglies in each stack. So I use the back of it to paint mandalas. You just do one, you mark one line from each corner, and then another line from other corner to corner, and the intersection is the center point. So who knew I will have to to talk geometry. Okay, so I will do it very lightly here. On a larger project, I will use a compass like this. It doesn't, it's cheap, and you can find it also in office supply stuff, but I will use this because it just helps to stick anything you want, even if it's not a pencil, and do large mandalas, just so you know if it's something that interests you. So that's another thing to use. Okay, putting this aside, I have some guide to what I want to do here, and here we go. Again, nail scissors, it's curvy, it's just easier to use. Now I can place it and see if I like it. Maybe it's too much like it doesn't stand out. I can decide I want to use it, I don't want to use it. Right now I'm not sure. I'm just going to cut all four of these petals, or whatever you want to call it, leaf shape, and we'll see. I'm just placing it like this. It doesn't have to be one in front or opposite the other one. Just nice to place them and see what's going on. Okay, so this is one. Let's see, what else do I have? Maybe this one, whatever. Let's try this one. So once again, I'm picking where I want to cut. Here we go. And let's take another one here. This would be interesting, or maybe, I don't know. I'm just playing. And if I don't like it, I can always throw it. Here we go. maybe I will decide that I don't want to go with this on the, I think I will do 2 layers here, not just one like here. We'll see. Now I'm thinking I have this page here with lots of white. Maybe the outer layer I'll do with white so it will stand out on this blue, and then on the inside I will put this. Let's see, I can change my mind. Okay, I really like this piece with the light bulb. Once again, here we have the template. You can also use, if you have stencils and you have a shape that you like, you can use that. If you have a stamp that you like, the overall shape, you can stamp it and that would be your guideline. Now, when I'm doing mandalas with paper napkins, I don't do a template. I don't know if it's because it's very, well, it's very thin to work with. It's more like I'm doing it a lot more loosely than when I'm using painty papers. So I really don't care, and because I think because I'm doing it for a long time now, it's not something that I feel that I need a template. I'm doing a lot of this because they are going to be my outer circle or ring or whatever you want to call it. So I will have lots and lots to fussy cut now. Yay! Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yes, but ugly. What can I say? There are always some, there are plain ones, there are boring ones, there is but ugly, plain ugly, and there are pages that I'm just looking at them and it's like whoever designed it, I think just, I don't know, snoozed on the keyboard and something really, really out of place came out. It's like, what the heck you were thinking? Okay, let's hope this is enough. And as I said, I'm going to do loose over and over. Lines because I like it. What can I say? People who like precision are probably having a fit right now. Basically, you can do it on white paper, plain white paper, and stamp whatever you want and give it a pattern and something interesting to look at. If you have plain paper, even not white, whatever color, stamp it. Do whatever you want and you will have something to play with. Okay. Because I've got so many, I'm just doing one side right now, so I won't have to flip the scissors each time. As I said, I'm using the curve to my advantage. Okay. I haven't done a project with paper napkins in a long time. I mean this kind of project. It takes so much time, and I find that I don't have either enough time or the ability to stay for a long time and do something like that. That's what's great with art journaling. It doesn't have, there are pages that take a lot of time, but mostly if I want to create something, I can do all kinds of stuff that are very quick, and that's great. I really like it. That's why I like art journaling. It really frees you to do all kinds of stuff without being worried. Like, canvas is not cheap, and art journal can be in a book, on newspaper, on whatever you want, so it frees you to do whatever without worrying. You can experiment all you want. I used to do all kinds of stuff. Well, I also paint, and I do other mixed media projects, and each one was on a canvas. And forget about the price, I don't have room anymore for all the things I've done. And when I don't know how I got to cat hand through YouTube rabbit hole, because when you start something in YouTube, it's really down the rabbit hole. And somehow I got to cat hand, and she just started her mixed media morsels, and I started with it, and it just took off. Now any idea that just comes to mind, I can do in an art journal. And well, right now I have so many art journals that it also takes a lot of space, but not if it as much as if each one was on a canvas. Almost 3 more. With paper napkins, it's a little bit harder to cut shapes. I usually cut each paper napkin when it's folded. I remove the white layers from the paper napkin, and I cut the petals when it's folded, because I really don't care what will come up on each petal. That's the whole thing. I like that it surprises me each time. Like, I don't care that I have here a light bulb, and I don't care like the ones that I showed you with the paper napkins. Here are the leftovers from the canvas with the paper napkins. That's the leftovers that I'll probably use in something else. So here we go. Now again, you can decide to be very symmetrical. You can decide to go like this or overlap. Just play with the shapes you've got until you like what you have. And later on, after everything is glued, of course, I will go over and just use an eraser on the circle that I marked with the pencil. So let's start. I'm going to use, again, no, but I was going to use this. This is like E6000, and I'm using it only because it really has a fine nozzle and it's really easy to use on itsy bitsy stuff like this. But now I remember, if I will find it, I've got this. This is like a glue pen. This is by Zig. I don't know if other companies have it. Found it some time ago and I always forget that I have it. So really now is the time to use this. Here we go. One. I think I'll be conservative this time and I'll be more a little bit more symmetric. Just so it would be a little bit faster and that I will manage to do something else so with you before I'm going to sleep. Okay, that's a nice start. At the last minute, like always, because it's Murphy's Law, I will probably need another petal. You always think you've got enough, and then at the last minute, you realize one is missing. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. I only have one phone here, up here, that's and one phone to see the chat here. So, and with this, that's what I'm going to work with. I don't have, I can't see what I'm doing and also see the chat. Okay. The AC is working. Never thought I would put it on heat, but it's really cold, not USA cold, mind you. I see your posts in Facebook, especially people from Florida crying that they are freezing. And they want their flip-flop back. So we have a lot of rain right now and temperature dropped. So I found myself putting on the AC on heat. Almost. I can't believe it. It's enough. I don't need another petal. What do you know? Here we go. Of course, I can decide that I like it like this and put some circle, but as I said, I'm going to do a second layer, so that's what I'm. And I can also decide, I'm going to use this as is, but I can decide that the petals on the inside will be smaller. Really up to you to just play with the shape and the pieces. Let's see. I'm just playing. Don't forget the light bulb. Okay. Oops. My fingers are sticky. I will need more of this, but right now, let's see. Okay, I need more of this. So let's do more. Okay. So I will put one here maybe, and I kind of want it not to be too symmetrical, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm just cutting one more and we'll see. Maybe here and maybe another one. Okay, so we'll do another one. Here is the template. Good enough. So you see, it's just an IKEA catalog. IKEA. I need to remember IKEA. Here it's called IKEA because Kia in Hebrew is a puke. So they change it to IKEA. So it won't it won't sound like puke. Also there is the car Kia. Also they change it to Kaya here because so it won't be the sound of the word for puke. Now I want something for the circle, and I'm thinking instead of doing something with paper, maybe a button. I think a button. Let's see. Let's find something that will work here. I want something fun. I've got more. No. I really like this color. Not the fun that I was thinking about, but I have this one. Ooh, but it's a greeting card. It won't enter an envelope if I... I'll do an envelope that is big enough to get in. That's it, because this is just perfect for here. Okay, moving this aside. I'm putting everything on the floor, and by the time I'm finished, I don't have any space left. I forgot to put some glue here. Okay, for this one, plastic, better I use this. Here we go. And now I just need to leave it be to dry. Before it dries, I don't do anything like removing the pencil, and it's not really important now. So one done, one example. Let's see. Moving this aside. I'm gonna try, because I'm talking and I'm thinking, and I'm trying to think what would be best to show you next. So right now I'm just taking away all the mess, so I can continue. Okay, here we go. That's enough. This is here. Okay, I can see the surface. Okay, let's see. I said I won't do it, but I'm gonna try. Oh my God. I'm bringing in the tabletop. I know, it's crazy. Okay, and it's heavy. Here we go. I know you can't see it all, and I don't want to move the camera because I'm afraid I won't be able to find a place again. So yeah, this took a lot of time moving it. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to do one more thing. Let's see. I want to show you with the paper napkins, just so you will see how I'm going about it. I have another video, if not two, about doing paper mandalas. I will check and put a link in the description box. I can do it only after the live is ending. I'm making the live through my phone that is here, and some of the functions cannot be done like you can do with a computer. I don't have I have a laptop, but I don't have space here to put a laptop and a camera, so low tech. Okay, so let's take out the canvas. This is the same, I think the same size of the ones I showed you. Yeah, same size. Let's do one just so you will see how it works with paper napkins, because with paper, any paper that you have, it's just the same thing. Paper napkins, you just need to be a little bit more careful how you handle it. Okay, so what color, or let's see, let's pick, I'm going to pick some blend paper napkin for the background, and let's see what I've got to work with. I've got like 4 huge bins full of paper napkins, and I need to organize it, and I don't find the time. I want to organize by color, because I do a lot of work which depends on color and not on what is on the paper napkin. Although I will use a lot of time, I will use all kinds of stuff from paper napkins as a focal point, but right now I'm more interested in this area, which is quite neutral, and you can see it. I've used it here, you see. So I'm going to separate the other ply, the backing, the white backing. Sometimes you have 2, sometimes you have 1. I usually try to do it where the fold is. It's a little bit easier to pick where the fold is. And I always save these. I've shown over the years lots and lots of projects what to do with the white backing. There is another one that doesn't want to come out. All kinds of technique on how to separate. Doesn't always work. Okay, here we go. Here is another white ply. Okay, so basically my quarter of a mandala, or a circle or whatever, is going to go something like this. I'll mark it with something so you can see. Can't reach right now. Okay, never mind. I'll do it very loose. Something like this. The petals will go something like this up to here. Now, of course, again, you can mark and to help yourself do the layers, how many you want. And again, because I do it for such a long time, I don't do a lot of marking these days, but basically that's what it's going to be. Again, you can use a compass, you can even use just your ruler each time, measure from the corner and go like this. Okay, so now I like, when I'm doing something like this, I like my paper napkins to go and fold over. I think it gives a nice finish to the whole project, as you can see. And if someone wants to put it on the wall, then I think it looks better that way. Okay, so let's take a fine brush and I'm going to take out the piece that I want to use out of this. Let's see. I'm really generous with the piece that I'm taking. With paper napkins, I do a lot of overlap. Okay, so it really doesn't matter. Now for paper napkins, use diluted glue. I do 2/3 glue, 1/3 water, but basically it depends on your white glue. Sometimes it's thicker, sometimes it's thinner. You just need to see how it works for you. What you need is that it will slide on your paper napkin and won't drag. And always, always use a very soft flat brush. No matter the size, that's up to you how you want to work, but flat brush and very soft. And another thing, if you can put something underneath the canvas, like I have something, this is too tall right now, but just for the, so you can see what I'm talking about, I usually find something like this, put it in the middle, so now I can go and it's easier to work like this, like I have a Lazy Susan for mandala paper napkin, whatever. So I've got this, and generously putting first, I don't know if you can hear the rain, it picked up right now. Be generous with the glue and don't skimp, otherwise you'll have an air bubble. Not that it's the end of the world, you can fix it, but it's just easier to put enough glue from the first time. And because I am very generous with the glue, there is also glue underneath, and if I put it here it will just be awful, and when I fold the paper napkin over the edges it just not, it's uncomfortable. That's why I'm always putting something underneath so it would be easier. I hope you can see what I'm doing, because this is a little bit too tall, but okay. So I laid the paper napkin, and from the inside towards the outside with the flat of the brush with lots of glue, so it, as I said, it will slide and not drag. First I'm doing what's on top, like so. And now I will go and do the edges. Don't fight with wrinkles, it just adds to the whole just gives texture and more interest. And as I said, I like to go underneath. Everything is folded. I'm not using my hands, just the brush. You don't need anything else, just the brush with enough glue. Here we go. Just checking. Yeah. Done with the background. So now I need to decide on a color. If you noticed, and it's general color. I decided here to go with green, but as you can see, there are lots of other colors picking out all kinds of details, and that's the whole point. That's what makes this mandala interesting. Again, here I decided on blue, and lots of there is like 4 or 6 different paper napkins here. Same here, and it doesn't have to be all red. Here I started with yellow and came up to dark red. Really up to you. So let's put it aside. I'll keep one here just so I can show you all kinds of other stuff. And let's do, I haven't planned on it, so I need to now reach out and find paper napkins. Let's do purple. I've got one like this. What else do I have in purple? Let's see. I have, just so you will know, I have something like this, but this won't work because it's on white background. Once if I will cut the shape from this, because of the white becomes clear on white, so it won't work. So I'm not using something like this. Okay, let's see what else. I know I've got other stuff in purple, I just need to find it. Let's see. Oh, I've got this. And what else? Okay, I've got something in dark purple. They don't have to have the same theme or the same, I don't know what to call it, style. More details, the better. Okay. Let's see. No, no, and no. Why can't I find now the purple? Purple napkins, for God's sake. Maybe I will have to do something else. Look, here we go, another one with 2 colors, so maybe it would be enough. I'm just going over and seeing if I have something else to play with. No, no, and no. I remember I had something else with purple and I can't find it right now, and it's really making me crazy. You know, when you lose something and you know it's inside the house. Here we go. Found it. Okay. Woo. Okay. Let's see. This is for the outer tire. I like to go from most of the time, not always, from a light to dark, and sometimes I go the other way. So I think I'll start with this, and again I need to take the other layers. I'm doing purple, and where is Purple Nana? That's her name on YouTube. She loves purple. Okay, so just remove the white layers. I'm keeping it, I'm folding it again how it was folded, and as I said, with paper napkins I just cut it as is. I don't plan on it. You, of course, you can try very softly to do with a pencil. Don't know how much you can see of it, but maybe, as I said, because I'm really used to making this. So I'm cutting. Now, there are paper napkins when you have the same image on each quarter. There are paper napkins that have only like two opposite, each will be the same. Some will not. Like here, this paper napkin, as you can see, I only have the color, the the light color here. I'm parched. I'm talking and talking and talking. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to overlap each other. So really, I don't care. Now that, because the other side of the napkin is the dark, I will have dark ones and I will keep them for another tire. I'm only going to use the lighter ones here at the start, but I'm not going to use only them because then it would be boring. So I'm going to take a piece from, let's see, maybe this one. And here, as I said, you see, sometimes you only have like this, the paper napkin, which is a shame. Again, removing white layers. I hope I'm not missing something in the chat. If you are asking a question, I don't keep up with the chat. Sorry, I'm trying. Okay, these are the darker ones. Folding. Whatever will be, will be. Okay, let's start. So again, I'm going to go like this. Oh, when I'm doing paper napkins, most of the time I will start from the inside towards the outside because they are overlapping and they are translucent. It doesn't really matter to me, but when I'm doing like the greeting card, because I'm using paper which is opaque, I will start from the outside towards the inside. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to put one piece here, and again with lots of glue and let it slide. Again, another paper napkin and let it overlap very gently. I'm alternating between the two paper napkins, and that's what will create a interest and pattern. So now I'm going back to this paper napkin, placing it, and glue. Another one. Oopsie. Okay, I know you can't see a lot right now because there is the white glue, but when it dries, it clears. And now that I have this, I'm also going towards the outside, and again I'm going to cover the edges. It just looks more organic that way and more finished look. Okay. Cover in the corner. And folding excess underneath. Very easy. Okay, finished with this tire. Moving to the next one. I'm just taking the pieces that I don't need, so I won't have too much here. And let's see. I think I will go with this paper napkin or with this. Let's try this one. Again, I need to remove the white plies. Okay, here we go, folding it back. Whatever will be, will be. It's nice that each one will pick different details out of the paper napkin. It's like they're all the same, but they are not. Okay, let's start with this. So each one has 4. And I try here, there isn't a lot of difference, but I will try to do some variation. Like if this has lots of purple on it, next to it I will put something with less or with another detail. Sometimes it's more bold, sometimes it's more subtle. It depends of the paper napkins that I have, and well, I never found that I was disappointed. It really does create an interesting effect. So once again, putting glue, making sure I have enough, and going like this. So if I will go like this, it will push the pieces that I've already put, and I don't want that because it's still wet. So I need to go with the flow, with the direction that I started. Okay, and what I'm doing most of the time, I will go in between 2 shapes and I will put a piece there, and I will decide if how I want it. It really, and I don't overthink it most of the time. I just place it, and again going over with more glue, and then I just put another one overlapping and glue. Let's see. Just the only thing that I'm making sure is to not leave white spaces in between the petals. That's it. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. Here we go. Just doing again the edges. Next. Okay, and sometimes it sticks to the fingers. What can you do? Okay. Almost done with this tire. Okay. Leftovers here. Okay. So, what do I want in the next one? Next one, I think I'll go with this. So, once again, I need to take the white. I haven't prepared this in advance. I really didn't know what I'm going to do after the greeting card. I wasn't sure how long I would last. Now this paper napkin should be great for this project because there are all kinds of colors going on, and all of them are going to go here on the next tire of the mandala. Now in bigger projects you will need more variation, more paper napkins, but for this kind of project it's enough. I can also jump and cut in another area to make sure I've got other colors. Okay, we'll see if I need more. Just start with something, and I'm starting again from the middle. It's just easier for me to put one approximately in the middle and go outwards. Here we go. I hope you're seeing it, and let's see. Yeah, okay. So now I'm taking from another area of the paper napkin. Once again, alternating. Okay. I don't know if you can see, but the petals are not similar. Some are fat, some are thin. I don't care. As I said, I think it's more interesting this way, but once again, to each his own. But paper napkins are really hard to deal with, so trying to make it the same is a little bit difficult. Although if you are really wanting it to be the same, then you can do, like, how do I call it, like a sandwich. Take two printer papers, put the paper napkin in between, make sure it's fastened or just something that will hold everything in place, all the layers in place, and then cut. That's also true for if you want to use a punch on something that is delicate, then you need to put it in between two papers. Most of the time printer paper will be enough. Sometimes even that you will need something thicker for it to work. Oops. No. Let's use another one. I don't watch my videos, so I'm asking you, do my face stick into the frame? I don't know. Almost done. Okay. And now only the last tire. And I've already got some from the dark purple from this paper napkin, and I also want to do it with this paper napkin, but first I will just cut more from this. No, I want them. Okay. Okay, so my face is not sticking inside the frame. I don't watch my videos at all. I'm my worst critic, and if I will watch my videos, I will not do another video ever again, so I don't watch it. Sometimes someone is asking me a question the in the comments, and it's on some old video and I don't remember, so I need to go and watch to see what I've done. So I'm muting the video so I won't hear myself talking. Crafty Chris. I think we all have to see your face. I'm not presentable at this hour. After midnight, I'm a pumpkin. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I've got this moving. When you look at the paper napkin like this, it's quite boring. Nothing to talk about, but as something to use in this kind of project, it's just great. A lot of time I will buy a paper napkin just for the details on it, even if it's something repetitive. Okay, I think this will be enough to play with. Okay, just a minute. I need to drink. Okay. Okay. Well, life saving. Again, putting down glue. Now, when I'm getting to the last tire, I will probably, again, not always, really depends what I'm trying to do. I will start from the end, especially if I want my last petal for this to go exactly in some place. But because in this project I really don't care, I'm again starting here somewhere. Really don't care. So again, just alternating between two paper napkins and hoping to have interesting pattern and colors. Okay, getting tired here. I wish there wasn't that kind of time difference. But I figured that midnight, my time, would be the best time for everyone else. Again, doing the sides. Almost. I can do, of course, a whole mandala, just not each quarter a different color. And I've done others like that before. Again, up to you what you would like to do if you are attempting something like that. Okay. Yay! We've got the purple one. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. So here we go. Leftovers here for another project. All the paper napkins in another box because we don't throw away anything here. What can I say? And just, well, it's wet, but as you can see, you can play with all kinds of colors, whatever you like. You can go with however you like with whatever paper napkins, and even if you don't have paper napkins like that, and you've got the white backings from other paper napkins, then as I said, a lot of videos I've done, I just dye them with my sprays. Let's see if I have it on hand here. My paper sprays are made from gel food coloring with water, and I spray the white backings, and then I have got so many nice things. You can also do something with tissue paper. Again, all kinds of colors. Where did I put the paper napkins that I dye? Here it is. Okay, here we are. Moving this. So just spray them, all kinds of stuff. I can also stamp on it, and I will have more interesting papers to work with. So that's another way to go about it. And again, you can use tissue paper. Tissue paper is something that you can find anywhere. Let's see. I want to try another project that is waiting. I really want to try. I know that some tissue paper bleed and depends on the quality, but what I want to try is to spray the tissue paper with diluted bleach and see where it gets me, and then to create patterns on just solid color tissue paper. We'll see. So many projects that are waiting to be done, experiments and all kinds. So tissue paper is another option. And as I said, you saw that I've done the same thing with just book pages, so anything goes. Magazines, book pages, brochures. Here we go. Okay, any questions for me? Wow. I'm just reading what's going on in the chat before I say bye-bye for today. Going to sleep. I don't sell my art journals. Art journals to me is like someone who likes to write and has a diary. He doesn't sell his diary. My art journals stay with me. I did sell, or I do sell some of my other things, all kinds of notebooks that I make. I think if you're following my Facebook, then you probably saw them. I'll just bring something so you can see. I buy hardcover notebooks and then I do all kinds of stuff on the cover, like this or like this. Not always the same. These are just two examples, not always with this style. I do all kinds of stuff depending on my mood, and I'm not even making this to sell. I'm just making it because I have to make it. There is no other way to go about it. If someone wants to buy it later on, then okay. But I'm not doing this stuff so it will sell. Here is another example, and something else entirely. So I don't even I don't have a website. I don't advertise. It just for some time I went to some art craft fairs that we had. Then they stopped when COVID was, and then they resumed, and then I just didn't have enough patience anymore for that, for the fairs. Lots of people coming to your stand, touching everything, sometimes even ruining things, and they don't buy. So lost my patience for that, and for some time I put some stuff in what it's called, Facebook Marketplace, and a lot of people bought those kinds of notebooks. I used to be in some local Facebook groups of painting, so from there people bought some of my paintings. And that's it. As I said, I don't advertise. I don't have a website to put stuff. And I don't know. I make stuff because I have to. If I get an idea, I just have to do it. I can't leave it be. It doesn't matter if it will stay here forever and no one will buy it. On the tabletop, and just white glue. That's it. It sticks. Just the white glue. But afterwards, because it's a tray and because it's a tabletop, I went over it with water-based varnish. And water-based varnish, it's better to go and buy in hardware stores. It's cheaper. If you want to buy it, if you buy it in craft stores or, God forbid, art supply stores, then it will just triple. Let's see. Yes, water-based varnish. In the hardware store, it's cheap. I even found a varnish in the hardware aisle in the cheap store, of course. Me and my cheap store. Okay. Any more questions for me? While I'm still here, it's easier to give the answer verbally than in the comments. A lot of time people, I want to answer, people are asking question in the down in the comments, and just a lot more difficult to write down the answer. Okay, so this would be that is that. I'm finished for today. Today, tomorrow, it's tomorrow. At least it's the weekend for me. So I'm going to sleep in. If you still want to say something and you didn't get the chance, or I haven't seen it in the chat, you can always leave in the comments below. And after I'm finished with the live, it takes a few minutes until it's uploaded to my channel, and then only then I can also write and put links in the description box for the other videos that connect to this, with the other videos that I made about making the mandalas and other stuff. Okay, so bye everyone. Thank you for being here. It's just great that you are here and that I'm not talking to, to myself. So have a blessed day and goodbye, and thank you for watching. And bye for now. I'll be seeing you in my next video.